Subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. Happy Valentine's Day and all that good shit. This movie's called The Royal Treatment. Spoiler alert, let's get it. So we start with this chick named Izzy. She works in a hairdresser with her mom. Her people's almost burnt the hairdresser down by sticking too many cords next to the microwave. Like, the fuck? And then comes this guy she gotta keep paying money to keep the salon going. So this time she owes him like $2,000 worth of damages. And Izzy's gotta take it out of her savings. And apparently she's the most responsible because you think to yourself, why she gotta pay for all this shit? Her mother and her friends can't offer up no money? Like, what the fuck? She says it's her responsibility. But I'm like, it's your mother's salon. And the crazy thing is, it wasn't her dream to be a hairdresser to begin with. She's only doing it to help out her mom. I know she's a loving daughter and all, but still, what the fuck though? And then we have the Prince Thomas. And this is his faithful servant, Walter. He's supposed to be getting ready for a wedding that's taking place soon. The thing is, he needs to get a haircut. You got this random chick that's hard pressed on making sure everything gets done right. Sion or whatever the heck her name is. So anyway, he's supposed to call the best salon in New York, but he gets the wrong number and ends up calling Izzy's salon. So she didn't charge that much for haircuts, but Walter offered her like $500 right out the back. So they give her the location to Thomas's hotel suite, and she's about to give Thomas a haircut, but this chick orders tea out of nowhere. The maid ends up dropping the tea by accident, and she spazzes the fuck out. So because Thomas didn't do anything about the mistreatment of the maid, Izzy don't give a fuck about the haircut, she dips out. She feels like the help was getting disrespected. So after she comes back to the salon, the prince ends up showing up and giving her scissors because she left him there. And he apologizes about not stepping up to help out the maid. So she forgives him and cuts his hair. Got him looking like Prince for real, because you know he's a prince. Alright, got the purple cover on, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I thought when grandma was playing music in the background, they was about to bust out into a damn musical. But this ain't that type of movie. So she takes him out for a night in the town, and when I mean a night in the town, like basically just riding the subway. I mean, all I did was get a haircut and walk around town. They had some one-on-one conversation. Then we get to the bride, Lauren, and her mother. They're insisting on making this wedding work, but here's the thing. They don't know nothing about each other, and this is an arranged marriage. And the parents are full on board trying to make this thing happen. The thing is, they need some hairdressers for the wedding, but it's difficult to book. Meanwhile, back at the shop, this guy wants Izzy to run this community rec center. The thing is, she's not sure she's ready to do that because she wants to make sure her mom is good, you know what I'm saying? She's sticking around for the salon. Then Walter shows up out of nowhere and makes her an offer. He wants her and her homegirls to be the hairdressers for the wedding. And they're going to pay him $50,000 to be there. And the wedding's taking place in Lavania. Basically, her and her homegirls are going to Lavania, which will leave mom and grandma to run the shop. It'll be fine, what could go wrong? So now the girls are in the gorgeous city of Lavania, and they're heading up to the castle. Hell of a castle, right? So they finally get in, they meet his adopted parents. I'll explain that later. The girls get settled in, the prince made sure Izzy got her own room. He's sweet on you, you already know what time it is. So we already told you it was an arranged marriage, right? So Lauren's family is the Lamonts. And he said they're basically paying for the marriage. I smell money problems. And clearly he's not in love because he don't know anything about Lauren. He's only going along with it because his parents are making him. Part of the royal heir and all that good shit. So now they take it to this room, and now she's got to put these girls to the test. So she wants to test their skills on the help. She's pleased with Izzy's skills, but she's not too fond on the other two. She's like, nah, I gotta whip y'all into shape. So Izzy's exploring outside the castle, looks marvelous and whatnot. Then she looks over at the other side. Across the train tracks, the people here are less than fortunate. Nevertheless, she enjoys the area. She can whip the other sides into shape. She said they cut like sissies, they ain't doing it right. So now she about to get them right. Meanwhile, the couple's riding through the countryside, and they got so many people coming to the wedding that they don't even know, let alone each other. And Izzy finally meets Lauren. So Izzy had fun today, but her girls are tired from all the invisible hair cutting. Yeah, that chick Cia had them practicing on invisible heads. It was like, what? So she's about to go out and have a night at the town by herself. So Izzy's ready to go out. Walter's like, it's dangerous late at night. Izzy's like, chill out, man. If I can handle New York, I can handle this shit. He tells Thomas, and Thomas is about to accompany her. But he's got to dress like an everyday citizen. He don't want to be noticed by the common folk. But really, he's not really supposed to go outside the castle. He don't want the Imperial Guards noticing him, really. They end up going out and they go out to the quote-unquote dangerous part of the streets. But Thomas finds out quickly there's nothing dangerous about this area at all. His parents been telling him a bunch of bullshit. So Izzy was talking to this little girl. She wanders over to her school. And she quickly notices there's not a whole lot to the school. Hell, they don't even have chairs. She meets back up with Thomas. They chilling under the stars. She talks about how her father died 5 years ago. We found out his real dad passed away when he was 7. I don't think he ever knew his real mother. But he was somehow founded by this couple and was inherited into the family. Don't ask me how, honestly. Basically, they returned to the castle, had a good night. You thought he was getting some action? Not yet. It don't happen that early. This is a PG movie. So the next day, he talks about wanting to do things for the community, give some money to the less fortunate and help out. But his father says he already got that covered. You don't need to worry about the money. I feel like that's some bullshit, though. Something's on the horizon. Lizzie later on goes over to the gatekeeper, Everett, and asks him for some space to put stuff in. But what's the space for? She's going to pass out these little flyers. And we're going to gather up some toys and furniture and stuff like that for the kids. And she's going to make it so the school can have all its supplies and what they need. Then she comes back and she wants to cook up some spaghetti for the kids and have a nice meal. So the girls chip in, and that's what they do. Meanwhile, while the couple going over their wedding plans, Lauren talks about this business idea she always had, but her mother has always shut it down. She wants to make like dog purses or something. But he not even pay attention because he's easily distracted by Izzy outside. He finds out about Izzy's plans and wants to help her out. Meanwhile, the girls got the hairstyling right for her, and so they did good. So apparently they got this storage spot in their backyard. There's a bunch of spare furniture and junk to them. Obviously it would be great to the less fortunate. And he gets Francis and the gardeners to help out so they can carry this stuff over to the other side. Meanwhile, Mom ended up catching pressured him into act. And mom's like, yeah, he kind of feeling Izzy, and she don't like that. But honestly, she feeling some type of way about the wedding too, for real. So it's clear to me and everybody else that the parents are forcing them to get married. But what's the real reason? So they get the stuff and food to the kids. While that was going on, mom was spying on them taking pictures. As soon as Izzy get back, next thing you know, there's pictures with her in the press and the tabloids. Obviously, mom has something to do with this. Obviously, the parents are thrilled with this situation. Lauren's parents freaking out. Well, the dad is anyway. Mom already knew what time it was. So Thomas is looking for Izzy. Basically, they fired her from the wedding. She gotta go home. Thomas don't want her to go, but it's not up to him. Oh man, how's he gonna get his boo now? So Thomas is pissed off, goes to his parents. Come to find out his parents are really broke. They made some bad investments and they're linking up with the Lamont so they could get some investment money. What are the Lamonts getting out of all this? They're getting land. They're getting the land that resides on the other side of the tracks. And on top of that, the Lamonts are going to move those other people off of the land. So basically, Thomas is like, fuck this, I'm calling the wedding off. The thing is, the parents want the wedding to keep going, but they want to try to find the same way to keep the people on the island. So they're basically forcing his morale and making a huge decision. How can you force him to make this decision before y'all fuck-ups? So before he's about to get married, Walter gives him some real shit. He was lucky to get this job, but he had to leave his boyfriend Richard behind. He's basically like, yeah, what's all the money and the gold, but nobody to share it with. Basically, he tells her to go after Izzy. He basically tells Lauren he's not ready to get married, and she's like, shit, I don't want to get married neither. And they call off the wedding. Izzy gets back home to New York, gives kids presents. Then Izzy finds out for the kids that the salon burnt down. Like, what the fuck? What the hell was our mom and grandma doing? The thing is, they never really explain what happened. Here comes this goofball again. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna need some more cash. You already know it's burnt down, all this shit. She's like, man, fuck you. You've been stealing from us. I talked to your boss, too. He said you ain't been giving him the money I've been giving you, so what the fuck you been doing with it? Basically, the owner was gonna make some improvements on the shop anyway, but this motherfucker been stealing her money. But she not even mad he been stealing money. Man, you Italian. You better get the mafia on his ass. Soprano that bitch, nigga. Anyway, they go back to mom's house. They better have dinner. Izzy's still kind of sad, though. Then we find out this dude's retiring, and Izzy is gonna take over as the community center leader or something. She goes out in the balcony chilling. Then all of a sudden, Thomas comes out of nowhere on a fucking horse, gives her this lovely speech in Italian. Apparently he's been practicing. And they get the kissing, and afterwards he finally ends up giving her the business. And there you go, a happy ending love story. So what's the moral of the story? Don't rely on your kids to make up for your fuck-ups. And true love conquers all, I guess. The Royal Treatment on Netflix. Check it out. Like, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Look easy out, easy, best style. Big. You gotta have a slogan.